It's Shane Albert here. I just wanted to share with you that my theorem one, which is that numbers carry meaning once structure is applied, mathematics already accepts this idea, but symmetry matters and certain constants appear repeatedly in nature. So my system applies a principle to language and music, not to claim mysticism, but to explore whether creative works unconsciously align with mathematical structure. Let's go to, I wanted to name, please give a summary of 25 physicists, and we've come down to a reduction of, between 1 and 12. Let's see if they make sense. I'm going to copy and paste them into a Word document. I'm going to copy and paste them into a Word document. Okay, so first of all, Newton. Would you agree that his universal laws of gravitation are infinite? Now, I use this the surname, first name calculation. Okay, so Newton times 2, Newton times 2 times 2 plus Isaac 33 adds to 215. 2 plus 1 plus 5 is 8. Albert Einstein, he was a disruptor. It reshaped gravity, space and time. He was a 5 for change. Max Planck, founder of quantum theory, he's also an 8. Now, Bohr, what did he do? He came up with the Bohr atomic model. Okay, so it was the start. It was either start or creation. I'm going to say the start. Yes, it's the start. Marie Curie, well, she was quite disruptive. She discovered radioactivity, basically, and she ended up dying from it. Look at that. Chaos. Don't know much about Richard Feynman, but it says quantum electrodynamics Feynman diagrams. And so he's come up with Feynman diagrams. That's a 1. Paul Dirac. Now, this is where I get a little bit confused. What a 12 means in terms of physicists. But if when it comes to music, it's like God's favorite number. Okay, so Paul Dirac, for some reason, is a 12. That's one thing I can't explain when it comes to physicists. But someone please tell me if you come up with a reason why. Heisenberg, uncertainty principle and matrix mechanics, his was creation. Schrödinger, you can see another 12. Okay, he come up with the wave equation of quantum mechanics. I believe he didn't come up with that at all. He discovered it through waves from a higher power, which a lot of these physicists have. Because Maxwell happens to be also a 12. Now Faraday, he come up with the induction motor and electromagnetic induction. Or was it? No, electromagnetic induction. Now Galilei, he was the close of a chapter because what did he do? He had that sort of view that the earth revolves around the sun, and that was the close of a chapter. Look at that. Johannes Kepler had the laws of planetary motion. Well, that's structure. Okay, the laws of planetary motion are structure. Nikola Tesla, he's a 5. Why is he a 5? Because of change, because of AC current and the induction motor. Edwin Hubble is 11, looking at an expanding universe connection. Stephen Hawking, well, black hole radiation cosmology is infinite. Robert Oppenheimer, again, is a 12. Again, let's explore what that means in the land of physicists. Ernest Rutherford, he discovered the atomic nucleus. That is a change or chaos. Wolfgang Pauli exclusion principle, quantum statistics. He's another 5. Now, Max Born, quantum probability interpretation, he had the Born rule, so he is the start of a new era. Boltzmann, statistical mathematics. I'm not sure I know much about Boltzmann, but apparently he's a 4. You can tell me if that makes sense in the comments. Ampere, electrodynamics, Ampere's law. That's a creation. Coulomb is electrostatic force. It was belief in a force that exists, an electrostatic force. You don't see too many 7s, by the way, for physicists. You don't see many at all. In fact, we've got a bit of a they're sort of coming together to form a select numbers when we're just looking at 25. Absolute temperature scale, thermodynamics. Well, thermodynamics is power, which is an 8. And finally, Mach's principle influenced Einstein's gravity. So his was the close of a chapter, and Einstein opened another one with change. Okay, so there we go. We've got 25 physicists, 6 minutes. Let's go through. Please give me 10 physicists and what they did. I want to guess via the surname, first name theorem. Okay, so Isaac Newton. Well, we know the answer to that. It's giving us the same 10 pretty much. Why? No. Please give me 10 physicists we haven't looked at yet. So ChatGPT can be a little bit stupid. Okay, Fermi built key foundations of nuclear and particle physics, neutron-induced radioactivity, the first nuclear reactor, and major work on beta decay. Fermi problems and fermions carry his name for a reason. I reckon that's structure. Okay, I reckon that they carry his name for a reason because of that structure. It's either a 4 or a 1. Okay, I'm going to write that down, a 4 or a 1. Co-created the quantum statistics behind bosons. His work helped explain how particles can pile into the same quantum state, the doorway to Bose equation condensates. I reckon it's a 9, a close of a chapter. Worked out the Chandrasekhar limit, showing why some stars collapse. I reckon that's power stars, 8. Lise Meitner, key figure in the exploration of. Now, I don't know these physicists. Key figure in the explanation of nuclear fission. Explanation of nuclear fission, how splitting heavy nuclei. Her theoretical insight helped interpret experimental results that changed 20th century physics. I reckon that's faith, belief. A giant of theoretical physics, condensed matter, superfluidity, and his Lindo medal levels. His style shaped how modern theorists think about phases of matter and collective behaviour. I reckon he's the beginning. Lorentz developed the mathematics behind electromagnetism and motion. They reckon that's structure. He designed the mathematics behind it. That's structure. John Bell created Bell's theorem, which made quantum weirdness experimentally testable. His work turned into lab experiments about entanglement and hidden variables. I reckon that's one of God's number 12s, John Bell. Help build the quark model. Okay. Structure or the beginning, organizing particles into patterns that reveal deeper structure. Let's go structure. Major work in quantum field theory and particle physics, famous for the Yang-Mills framework. also challenge parity conversation, changing assumptions about nature. I'm going to go connection, changing assumptions about nature, and rewired physics. Rewired physics, I reckon that's going to be a 5 for change. Now, if we can, you got to understand that we're guessing 10 and we're guessing a number between 1 and 12. Okay, so it's going to be, and it's obviously we don't count 10, so there's 11 possible outcomes. Let's see how we go. Okay, we guessed 4 or 1, it was a 4. 7 with a 1. Chandrasekhar was an 8. We were close, a 6 and a 7 for Lise Meitner. We got Lev Landau. We didn't get Henrik Lorentz. We didn't get John Bell. We didn't get Murray Gell-Mann. And okay, so our total score was 3 out of 10. So what is the chance of a 3 out of 10? It's still pretty good, but it's probably 1 in 6 chance or something like that. 1 in 26 chance. 1 in 28 attempts. So I haven't studied up on those physicists at all. If you study up on the physicists, you believe me, you will get much more than that. You'll get like a score of 7 out of 10, which is like, tens of thousands, or hundreds of thousands out of 1. Okay, I didn't do very well that round, but believe me, physicists using the surname plus first name theorem will be explained, generally speaking, by a number, and that number will sort of talk about whether it's 1 start reset, whether it's 2 or 11, which is a gateway, whether it's 3, whether it's 4, whether it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, or 12. Okay, now one last thing. I'm going to get you to give 10 more physicists that we haven't covered before, and an entire paragraph on each. We will guess the reductions using the surname, first name theorem. Okay, so here you go. I want you to guess these. Okay, Paul Ernest, let's have a look. Pause the video, read these. I want you to write them down, what you think it is. Okay, I'm going to show you 3 more. Pause the video, write down what you think the number is. And finally, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, I'm not going to guess for the time being. I'm going to get you to try and guess and see how you go. Now, with the paragraph, you can tend to do a lot better than just one line, what I was working with. Notice it was like a 1 in 28 chance for me to get that amount. That's not bad. I'm not making these videos to show you that it's right 100%, because a lot of the time your instinct might be pointing you in a direction based on bias and words and things like that. If you study up who the physicist is and what they did, you can see why Einstein is a 5. Why is Einstein a 5? Because he changed physics. Okay, Einstein's a 5. Newton is an 8. Stephen Hawking is an 8. Newton is an 8. Max Planck is an 8. Tesla is a 5. These all make sense, believe it or not. They all make sense. What about de Broglie, I think it is? Now, he basically proved waves, light comes in waves. Now, he come up with, look at this, he come up with a 6. Just let's see what ChatGPT is doing here. Hello, come on. Okay, look at that. Now I'm not sure if that's true. Lewis de Broglie, there's something wrong with that. I can't picture what it is. It's a 5 though, which is changed. He has come up with and changed what physics look like. Okay, we look at light differently because of de Broglie. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do. Good luck. Hopefully you guessed 4, 5, 6 of those physicists correct. And hey, work it out using ChatGPT. What's the chances of me getting 5 correct when it's at, the sample space is 1 to 9, 11 and 12. All right, thanks guys. See ya.